Hello and welcome back to the Jazz Ranch. It's winter time here. I'm glad you joined me, and it's the time to hunker down and cabin fever and all that sort of thing. We have to work on some new things. So I picked out something special, and I had been listening to a Freddie Hubbard recording, great trumpet player, with the great pianist McCoy Tyner, and it's a blues, minor blues, and I haven't done anything with a minor blues, and I want to pick out some of McCoy Tyner's solo aspects, and particularly a couple of licks that I thought were really interesting and that you could apply to your improvisation. So here we go now with McCoy Tyner licks. Starting out, I want to say that I'm going to be playing a couple of McCoy Tyner licks. Now this is advanced improvisation, but if you're a beginner or an intermediate, I'm going to try to make this useful to you too by talking about concepts, and those concepts will apply no matter what level you're at. It doesn't matter whether you can play fast or you can play complicated. You can simplify this and use the concepts, so that's the important thing. So McCoy Tyner, now one of the great all-time jazz pianists of the modern era, played with John Coltrane, perfected the pentatonic system of playing and improvisation with fourth voicings and all that sort of thing. This recording comes from an early recording by Freddie Hubbard called Going Up, probably early 60s, and McCoy is playing piano on this recording, and they're playing a minor blues. Now they're playing the blues in B flat minor. That's key of D flat, which is 5 flats, so it's a complicated key, but we won't worry about that right now. We're going to be talking about the concepts. I'm going to show you the lick. There's one that is based on a 2-5-1, another one based on just the B flat minor scale. I'm going to show you those two. One is simple, one's more complicated. We'll start with the most complicated one. And here we go now with McCoy Tyner licks. The first lick is built upon a C minor 7 flat 5 F7 altered to a B flat minor, and there's 2-5-1 into B flat minor, and it goes like this. I'm going to play it an octave lower. He played it up here. I'm going to play it down here just so you can see it better. And that's the way you want to practice a lick. It's very straight and slow. After you're getting more used to it, you can play it. Now he played this really fast. I mean, it was like up tempo, like that. That's amazing that he can do that, but that's because he has great facility, and this will help you to get better facility in these twists and turns in the bebop style. Ascending down to a target tone, then down here to another target tone, then there's a target tone, but we're going ascending, then back down, then skipping, back up, then descending, and then this. That one is a good one too. That turn into the third of the B flat minor. That's what makes it really sound interesting, and that's why it's an interesting lick, right? All these twists and turns. It's like I have to practice it. The more you practice it, the more it will get into your hands and into your head. Here's what the first lick looks like written out, and then the second lick is over here, so you can see that it's written out for you. There's no charge for this, and here's the complete solo that McCoy takes on this song. So go to my website, and this is available on a download. This is an edited insert to the video. I realized after I'd finished the video that I hadn't told you how to count this phrase, and unless you read music, you won't understand it. So in order to understand it, if you don't read music, is you have to know how to count it. So either way, it's important to count the phrase like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, like that. Or you can count it like this: 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and. So you have to know where the phrase begins, because these could be pickups, but it's right on the first beat. So that's 1, 2. Like if you're counting them as 16th notes, it's like this: 1 E and a 2. Yes, I'm having camera problems with the battery, which means we have to be practical, right? We just can't always be creative. We have to be practical. So 1, 2. Let's do it again. 1, 2, 1, 2. Like this: 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and, or if that's 8th notes. If they're 16ths, it's 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 and so the phrase begins right on 1. Now let's try it with the metronome. Okay, the metronome is set at 72. I'm going to make these 16th notes now, so there's going to be like 4 notes per beat. See that? Now you might want to make them 8s and take it slower like this. Just practice with the right hand first, okay? Then you can eventually put it on 2 and 4 and make it swing. Okay, here it is at 72 now. This is going to be 2 and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a good way to start out. I'm going to repeat it. Then maybe playing in different keys, but like practice it in 2 and 4. Now, if you want to go to 16th notes, you probably want to mention that I wrote the entire chorus of his solo out. And a lot of it is not that practical. I mean, it's just so amazing and so fast and so complex that it wouldn't be really useful to us. I mean, unless you're the kind of person that really likes to study that and practice it, which would take a lot of practice. So I'm taking what I would call 2 of the more significant licks. And the second one is much easier, and it's a really good one. And it is based on the B flat minor chord. Like on the 8th measure or whatever, you know, and it goes like this. Let's look at it. So he does this, and there's a triplet in there, flat 3, targeting into an F7 there. That could be an altered dominant scale. Same issue with this lick. If you can't count it, you don't understand it. So it's off of 1, like it's like 1 and 2 and a 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and like that. It's a B flat minor, and you can put an F7 there, altered if you like. 1 and 2 and a 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and if you want to set a metronome to it, let's set a good tempo. I always put it on quarter notes first before I put it on 2 and 4, and then later on 2 and 4. There it is on quarter notes. Let's put it on 2 and 4. Another interesting thing about this lick is if we just stayed on the B flat minor and we look at the lick, so it goes, that goes to the major 7 of the key of the scale of the B flat minor chord. So it's arpeggiating up, you know, minor 3, right up, minor 3, 5, flat 7, 9. Then it goes to this note, which is the major 7. So I put an F7 augmented 5th there to make it a 3rd, so it would have a stronger target approach. But you don't really need it. You might not have even needed it or used it in his solo. But it's interesting. It's just pretty straightforward, but it's interesting. Right? And then he goes. The second lick is a really nice one. It's easier, but it's, I wrote these out because I wanted to expand my way of playing, and that's what you want to do, is if you get into your basic habits of playing things, and now you need to not only understand it, but also feel it, like that. That's a really nice lick. Transposing it, well, actually it starts. It's not easy for me either, but I mean, you have to, it's new. It's like something new. It's not the way you're used to playing. You have to play it over and over again at different tempos. Very straight, and then swing it. And then try to play your thing and then insert it like. Let's go to another key. There it is. Yeah, so the idea would be to practice in your normal manner, just on a D minor to A7 maybe, and then put the figure in there. Now eventually, after you do this for a while and you practice it over and over again, it's going to become, these maneuvers are going to become more natural to you, and you're going to be able to get more flexibility and more variety in the way you use your fingers and your hands. So that's the point of it. And I did this video specifically because when I listen to McCoy Tyner, I'm amazed at what he can do, and I want to figure it out. So anytime you do that, anytime you want to transcribe somebody's solo, whether you be a trumpet player, sax player, guitarist, or somebody else, you want to learn about Wes Montgomery, what he did, you try to learn by listening and imitating. And then eventually what you've done is you've developed your technique, you've improved it, you've improved your ears, you've improved yourself in a variety of ways, and then you can just be yourself. You don't have to copy them. Just as a postscript, I like to say, when you're ready to lay down your life for your art, then you're ready to become an artist. And it's not an easy trail. And it is a sacrifice. You will sacrifice things, but the rewards are plentiful. So I will encourage you. But you have to be willing to do that. Okay, so thank you. And keep in touch. Signing off, I just want to say thanks for joining me. We had a good time with McCoy Tyner licks. And the altar dominant man will be back. He's out there now. He's serenading with the cowhands, singing campfire songs around the campfire. Anyway, I have my new present for Christmas was this Seiko metronome. It's a great guy. I love him, but he can be a pain in the butt, until you get used to him. But anyway, once you get used to using him, he'll be your friend, I guarantee it. And your time will be better and you'll feel good. So until next time, I will say, swing loose, take care, and have a great year. Bye-bye.